Going live. 1 second, brother. Right, we're live. Right, guys, very, very honoured, blessed and humble to be joined by Big Q. You've seen him on the channel enough times. He knows his jail. He's now on the out and he's working and getting back to his life. So thank you, Q, for your time. I appreciate it, brother.
Nah, thank you, Cody, for the continued love, the support, and for, you know, motivating me to do more videos and, you know, tell my story a little bit. So
that's it, bro. Because by you being on the channel and John O and all these other people, what it does, it helps hopefully deter people. But if they're gonna go to prison because they've made a mistake, that like it gives them a bit of an insight from former prisoners' perspective, former prison officers' perspectives about what to expect, so they can hit the ground running. Hopefully, when they land, but hopefully they don't go down the route that so many of us are sadly taken and everything. So when did you first go to prison, Q? What age was your first sentence?
My first sentence was February 6th, 2006. I got arrested. That was the day they kicked off my door. Yeah. That was for supply of Class A drugs. Yeah. And February 9th, 3 days in the police station, boom, Wormwood Scrubs.
Oh, is that where your first sentence was, at the Scrubs?
Yeah.
Because where's your local then? From where you are in, like, from Crawley, where's your local? Lewis?
My local, HMP Lewis, yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it, Lewis? I see
Lewis.
Up here we seem to class it as Lewis, but you guys call it Lewis.
Yes, Lewis. Yeah, Lewis.
I've heard some stories about Lewis, bro. I know that you had it boxed off in there, shall we say?
We had it boxed off everywhere we go, but that's just not good.
What's the ratio prisoner wise in there from like black, Asian, white? Is it a crazy mix?
No, Lewis is predominantly white. Obviously being by Brighton down south, it is predominantly white. Yeah.
So when you first went to Scrubs on that first sentence and stuff, did you run trial? Did you get remanded? What was it?
No, I had 2 cases. I got before February 6th, I got caught with half a key of heroin. It was buried like in my garden. And I was gonna go trial for that, but then while I was on bail for the half a key of heroin, as you do, being a little twat thinking I knew it all, I got back on the roads myself and I started supplying an undercover police officer probably about a good 20 odd times.
So then, where was this in Crawley?
In Crawley, yeah. So they had pictures of me. I'm smiling like this. I got a big blue bag just full of ounces of heroin, and like I was just an idiot. I didn't know any better.
Like untouchable sort of thing. You had that sort of invincibility.
Yeah, I thought you know what I'm saying? And I just, what was a few months before this, I got arrested with a 9mm.
Yeah.
Went trial for that. I got a bus case on that one.
Yeah.
So where I put bus case on the gun charge, I already thought, yeah, I'm the man. But little did I know is the
intelligence was on you and stuff, undercover surveillance operations.
They were like, this little shit, we gotta get him.
Yeah.
So and supplying to an undercover police officer, they come nick me for that. I went guilty for that, got 4 years, 3 months. But then I was gonna go trial for the heroin they found in my garden. And
go on.
Then my solicitor was like, nah, you got to go guilty for this. And I went guilty, ended up getting a 6 years concurrent.
But when you was first on when you was in the dock when you was coming up for committal for sentence, right, even though you was streetwise, you'd been there and done it, was you, because when I first went to prison, right, I was a streetwise kid that's been involved with criminals and gangs and the drug gangs and everything like that. But when I first stepped into that dock, I was arrested on a witness intimidation. With a guy called Dominic Noonan, well-known figure in the city of Manchester. And literally, like, I stood up in the dock, and I'm not going to lie, brother, my legs were like jelly, brother. I was nervous, but I'd hurt a lot of people, and I was a hardened criminal. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if I was sharing a cell with 10 men, with 2 men. I didn't know if I got TV. I was nervous, you know, and that's me being honest. I could do the macho thing, but I was genuinely shitting myself, brother. How did you feel?
I'll be honest with you. When I got nicked on the conspiracy, I had codees. So I've landed in I've landed in Scrubs, but my codee, one of my codees just got released from Scrubs about 6 months before. So we're on the same wing. I'm not gonna lie, I took it.
You had it pushing.
Yeah, I took it as a joke. I'm just being honest. I was 22 years old. I've landed in jail. I got my codees with me. I got Paddy's dropping off weed to my door. Do you know what I mean? You can. Your Ahmed's Cody. Here you go, lad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you've landed in the jail, you just you knew everyone. You've got it boxed. Your boys are in the jail.
Yeah.
You've landed and you've landed straight on your feet.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie though. I used to think I was the man. Like when I was young, I thought, When I landed in Scrubs and I saw the size of the goons, and I've looked around me and I was like, holy shit. Excuse my language. I was like,
Go on.
That's when I got to see big, wham, Hulk looking, Wakanda, fucking, you know what I mean? Like that's when I thought I need to start training. And that's when I realized you ain't shit. Like, like in a little town like Crawley, I may be a bad man and I may have it boxed off.
Reputation,
But in the grand scheme of things, I ain't shit. And it was
like proper big fish and stuff within the jail and all that. So when you landed in Scrubs, what was the ratio? Black, white, Asian community? Like, was it very mixed?
Yeah, it was a lot of blacks, a lot of Asians. Saying that was more blacks. Go on. Yeah, sorry, it was a lot. Them times there, it was mainly blacks. That I could remember anyway.
The dynamics always changing, isn't it? People getting out, people getting sent down and stuff and changing. Yeah. So what was the induction wing that when you landed at Scrubs that first time?
Scrubs, it was the same as now, really. First nights, I know you do a day that first night, and then you go over to B wing. And then from B wing, they allocate you either A, C, D, or E.
Like drug-free wing, detox, and all that different mix of stuff. So, as an Asian guy that went through the system, did you, on that first stretch, did you get any racism from prisoners or prison officers or anything like that?
No. I mean, but not on that. I mean, I've suffered racism throughout
on that sentence.
On that set, when I got my 6 years, yeah. I was
from who? From other inmates, from the screws,
from inmates and from screws. Like I was in, for example, but this is the thing is when I'm saying my 6 years, I got recalled on it as well. So can we add that into it as well? Because I got, out of the 6 years, I ended up doing just over 5. And I had prisoners, when I was in West Hill, I had inmates from downstairs. I was on HMP West Hill screaming, fucking Packy, go and calling me out, saying, make sure, because obviously we used to train. I might as well tell you the story quickly. These guys, we used to train, so we go to sleep early on our spur. What it was is you're unlocked all night, but just with your guys, and then the guys on it. So you're just boxed off, but like these 10 cells, you're all unlocked. We was the gym guys, and underneath us, everyone else. And they were getting drunk. It was they were having a night out, but we had gym at 8 in the morning. So politely, bear in mind, these guys work on server with me. Politely, I was like, look, fellas, we got gym in the morning, like 3 in the morning now. Allow it. Go to sleep. And as soon as I said that, fucking Packy, come down here in the morning. But what they kept saying was, make sure you come down here by yourself, because all my pals are goons. You know, all my pals are the gym guys. They don't want to, but I was the only Asian. So they thought, let's fucking Packy get down here in the morning. So I went gym in the morning, and my pals were like, listen, we'll go down there. And I was like, no. They told me to come down by myself. I'm going to come down by myself. And they were still hungover. I've gone in there, and one by one, I just smashed the granny out of them.
Where was this, Scrubs?
No, this is in West Hill.
West Hill, sorry, you did say, Yeah,
so it was quite funny because we're all on the servery. So I weighed in 3 of these guys. Badly, they was bad. So people are coming to get their food, and they'd look at the first guy. He had like, right, okay. They look at the next one, and they're like, oh shit. Then they see the third one, and his face. They was just mad how it was all sat. And then there's just me handing out the fruit, and everyone knew, but the officers knew. They couldn't say anything. Obviously, you're screaming Packy and cut. There's certain things that officers. So I got away with that one.
They didn't grasp neither because they obviously didn't say anything. So the screws live by the code.
Of course not. But
so were you born Muslim, or did you find religion in prison, or?
I mean, I was born and raised a Muslim.
some people are strict. Some people fall away and come back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've been in.
That was my way. I was born a Muslim. I was raised as a Muslim, but I never behaved as one. It was only later on in life. Like even now, I'm far from a good Muslim. I wish I was. I strive to be, but I've still got my demons.
Of course.
But we're all sinners. I mean, even as Muslim, it says we are sinners. It's not how you sin, it's how you repent. You know, it's how you make up for your sins. So
that's it, bro. We all make mistakes in life, but people are quick to judge. Do you know what I'm saying? People have got demons. People have got coping mechanisms for things. We've had hard lives, man. None of us have had it easy. And then but obviously with Islam, we've been such a strict religion. And I've been in prison with a lot of people that have converted to Islam, or they say revert. They believe everyone's born a Muslim, comes back to the religion. Religion's a big thing in prison. So did you used to go to like to prayers and Jummah on a Friday prayer?
Yeah. I always went Friday prayers. I do try to pray when I'm in jail. Saying that, today was the first time I've been to the mosque on the roads in maybe a year. Today, I don't know what happened. I just looked at the time and I was like, wow, it's almost prayer time. Let me go to the mosque. So that was a good thing. But I do try. In jail, I tend to pray more than I do on the out. But, you know.
Why do you think so many people like convert to Islam or just find religion themselves, whether it be Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Muslims, Jews? How do you think? Is it solace? Is it strength? Is it a light at the end of the tunnel? Is it, or is it to get out of the cell?
No, because I don't think you really get out of your cell really much. I mean, obviously, other than Friday prayers, but it doesn't get you out your cell at all. But I believe a lot of it has to do with time. You finally have time to reflect, because when we're out on the roads and in our madness, we don't think, we don't, look at the grand scheme of things. But once you're in that place, you get to, and then obviously there's now you're in an area where you are around Muslims, you are around people of different faiths. So as a Muslim, you're supposed to be an ambassador for Islam. That's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to tell people about Islam. We're supposed to show, because then, like, you've heard the word kafir, non-believer.
Yeah, kafir, non-believer. Yeah.
To me, that's like, I'm not gonna lie. When I hear Muslims say it in a bad way, like, look at that kafir over there, I say, yo, like, a kafir today could be a Muslim tomorrow.
True, very true.
At the same time, one of my cellmates used to say, oh, that kafir. And I'm like, bro, your mum's a kafir. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I never used to like.
Brother. So quick to judge, though. So quick to judge.
I don't like anyone looking at anyone in a negative way. So I'd always try to drop it in a way that's going to make him think. So when I dropped him, like, yo, your mum's a kafir, he was just like, raw, how you hit me with that? I was like, bro, because you're saying these things to people, you might be making them feel negative about it. Instead of showing them Islam in a nice light, you're coming at it on an Aggie tip. Where's the sense in that? If you're trying to show someone the path, you don't do it by belittling them.
Yeah, I get it. And like you said, he's throwing the stone. He's making someone else feel bad. But then when it comes back around to him and his mother, he's like, "Whoa, bro, what you hit me like that for?" It's what I was going to say to you, I remember, brother, do you know what? I was a bit shady. When I used to go on Facebook, right, and I seen your video, bro, I can't remember if it's Take Back the Block or your thing here, but someone shared one of your videos. I stole it, brother, and uploaded it to the channel, bro. And then I can't remember, something came about, and that's when I messaged you, bro, and then you was like, yeah. And then that was when you was in Lose that. I think you were still inside when I got the videos. I put it on the channel because it was prison related. And I thought, I hope he doesn't mind, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to blow anybody up. But then I started linking, and then I started messaging you and stuff, and then it just became this sort of, will you do me videos, bro? Because I watched the video, and what struck me is a lot of people that don't know anything about prisoners, they think, oh, well, they're in prison, the thick as two planks of wood. But then when I heard you speak, and obviously having been through the system, I saw how intelligent and intellectual you was, and I thought, the guy's got knowledge. Knowledge is power. I need to get this guy on my channel to educate people and hopefully deter them.
No,
and that's why I reached out, brother. Yeah,
no, and I appreciate it. It's if someone hearing something I have to say can benefit from it, whether it be a screw, someone who's, you know, a mother whose child's in prison, or, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, as long as I can make 1,000 videos talking crap for hours, as long as one person benefits from what I've got to say, then I've succeeded in what I'm trying to do. You know,
1,000%, brother, 1,000%. What was it? So, Q, if you could speak to, say there was a 15-year-old kid that's watching this, right, that's thinking of, obviously, we've seen youth clubs being cut, youth services are being cut. If there's a 15-year-old kid that's watching this, that might, anywhere up and down the country, right, that's watching this, that might look and think, well, Q's been to prison, he's been involved with a drug game, he's been involved with the firearms. If they see it as a glamorized thing and they want to follow your route, what would your advice be to a youth that's coming up that's thinking that your way is the right way?
Don't
knowing
be a
what
mug.
you know through the system.
Straight up, don't be a mug. If you watch all these movies about gangs and knives and drugs and all of that, the end result is always the same. You're either going to get killed or you're getting murdered. You're going to jail. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I tell you now, most, and I mean this, most drug dealers are in debt. Just know that. They're making £1,000 a day, but just know his trainers cost him 300. His jeans cost him 500. His t-shirt cost him 250. You're making this, a lot of them are just making this money to keep up a facade, to impress people they don't like. You know, what is the point of that? You know, when you're making legit money and you're working a 9 to 5, believe me, you're not going to go spend £500 on a pair of jeans. Do you know what I mean?
No,
your money,
1,000%, brother. I always say to people, mate, a life of crime is a life of misery. In the short term, you will make money if you're good at what you're doing. But it doesn't, like Curtis Warren, for example, the drug baron, the drug lord, right? He's got £80 million at least. It might even be more than that. The guy's locked up, can spend £25.50 on his. He'll have the wing boxed, but he can only spend £25.50 on the canteen.
That's if he's enhanced.
That's it. That's if he's enhanced and not been busted down. Basic, standard.
50, mate. 15. Listen, let me tell you the youngest something. The baddest man on the road. You see when he comes jail, yeah? He's cleaning the landing for £7.50. Remember that. Man, you don't want to work on the roads, yeah? When you're in jail, you say, Gov, any jobs going? Any jobs going? Yeah, you're going to be cleaning the showers, mate. Real talk.
That's what I did. That's what I did. That's what I did. I literally, this is the thing, when I go into schools and things like ACU and universities, I say to people, I got into the life of crime because I saw my mum was uneducated, working minimum wage, struggling to put the food on the table, brother. It was a struggle. I saw non-academic, like no school qualifications. I saw it as that's going to be me because I was going down the same route as my ma. So I thought, well, the criminal route's the quick route. So I was trying to get away from minimum wage jobs. I'm now trying to get a minimum wage job. So what I'm saying in the short term is that crime in the short term pays, but in the long term it doesn't. I'm trying to work as a minimum wage. I'm trying to get a job working minimum wage. What I was trying to get away from, taking the life of crime. It's left me mentally scarred, physically scarred. It's not the way to do it, man. 1,000%.
See, at the same time, you see when you're working, you get paid at the end of the month, and you don't have time to spunk that money because you got to go to work. Do you know what I mean? So you end up saving more money because you're not about. When you're on the roads and you're shotting, your expenses a day might be £100. You got to put petrol in the car, that's 40 quid. You got to buy a bag of weed, that's £30. Or it depends on if you're smoking the high class Cali, 3.5 for 50s and £60 at the minute. That's just your weed. That's not including your juice, your drink, your power that's with you, your phone credit. It's nuts. All these things. So, yeah, people make money off drugs. But majority of people are in debt because you've got that ounce or that half a box or whatever you've bought. You got that on tick and you got to pay someone. And when they want their money, yeah, they want their money, mate. Do you know what I mean? And that's the worst. The worst feeling in the world is when you owe some big drug dealer 14 grand because you got to pay him for a key of heroin you got on tick. It's mad.
And if you don't pay up, you're going to end up getting shot. The lunch, man. There's a kid up here recently. He was in a car that was being chased by some Asian kids, and the kids took a round to the shoulder. Apparently, he wasn't involved, but his boys were obviously involved in something. You don't get shot for no reason, unless it's mistaken identity. And they've chased the kid. This was only a few weeks ago up here. And the kid took a round in the shoulder and it ended up it ricocheted and it's killed the kid. And I just look at that and think, no mother or father should have to ever bury their son or daughter. And through the drug trade, whether it's an overdose, whether it's through obviously a drug war, county lines, people getting shanked up, fucking shot dead, and for what? For reputation, over some dough, over some territory, and just senseless deaths, brother. I can't. Like I said, how many gangbangers have you been in jail with, brother? Through obviously London ways and all that. Enough of them.
Bro, the jail I just come from is all gangbangers. Every landing has got different gangs. There's gangs on different wings. There's gangs on different landings. A1s can't mix with the A2s. Yeah, A1s has got the Tottenham boys on there. A2s has got Wood Green, who's beefing with the Tottenham youths. A3s has got all the Church Road guys who can't mix with Stonebridge because they're beefing. It's mad. It's mad. The screws can't even unlock certain sides at the same time. Right now, I've never seen jail like that. You get me? Like when I first went to Scrubs, it wasn't like that. Now I went in, they asked me what gang I'm with. It's like, are you in a gang? I started laughing. I was like, what do you mean with my, I'm not, like, no, like, here's all gang related. And trust me, if you got problems on the roads, they will catch. It's easier to catch someone in jail. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, 1,000%. People know people on wings and stuff, and there's that many blowers knocking around the wing.
And let me
people get all the kids.
I got the paperwork here. I got caught with 2 mobiles a few weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? You already know how we live in there. And phones but yeah, if you got problems with people on the road, the last place you want to be is in jail, because if they want you, they're gonna get you, and it's not gonna be expensive.
I remember a kid. There was a kid. I can't remember the kid's name. He'd gone on a visit to see someone at Alt Course Prison. Right, it's G4S. It's in Fazakerley in Liverpool. The kid's gone on a visit. Someone's clocked him. Come off the visit. Made a phone call. The kid's left the visit, bro, and he got shot dead, bro, outside the jail, bro. Outside the jail. A kid that went on a visit, bro. It's ruthless out there, man. People killing people, senseless deaths. Having been there, bro, like I said, you've been there, I've been there, bro. Mentally scarred, physically scarred, bro. It's just a fucking madness, man. And then one thing that annoys me, brother, is through the years that you've been in jail, bro, the prison officers, bro, the quality of the officer is they're recruiting fucking kids.
It's deteriorated. Back in the day, the officers, there was proper fellas. There was like, they come here to do a job. And they want to go home. Now, I don't know, maybe I'll tell you now, my experience in Scrubs, like obviously I'm used to going to Lewis. In Lewis jail, I know all the screws. I've known the screws for, so they chat to us in a certain way. They treat us in a certain way. If I say to them, look, I want to go this wing or I want this, they're going to do that. Yeah. But obviously Scrubs, it don't matter who you are. They don't give a shit. The kids, they're all, what's the word? On a power trip, I guess. But it's because they're being taught, they're shadowing dickhead officers. Excuse my language. So if you're following around a dickhead and this dickhead's showing you how to do a job, you're going to do that job as this dickhead showed you. And that was a big problem in Scrubs, because all the staff on A-Wing, they like the longest one, they've been around for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then someone who'd been there for 18 months showing someone around who ain't got keys yet and showing them how to do the job is not really smart, because the person who's been here for 18 months, they don't even know the job right. You got to be an officer for a few years before you actually know how to conduct yourself, how to behave, how to chat to people, how to like certain things I would ask officers for, they wouldn't know what I'm talking about. A little, and I'm looking at them like, what? Like, you don't know about this? And they're like, nah. And then you got them teaching someone else. But obviously where we're on the subject, I went on the netting, didn't I?
Yeah. Scrubs, man. Your own protest, brother.
Yeah. But so yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Tuesday, I got on the netting. I obviously at first the officers, when they were rude to me, I put them in their place. I would just like, oh, come here. And I'll chat to them in front of 3-4 officers at the same time. Like, behave yourself. A shit parcel will not cost a lot of money. But I would tell them calmly. Like, I know I would say, so what I would say to him is like, look, don't look at me in a negative way. I'm going to say some things that you may not want to hear, but I think you need to hear them. And I would say to them, like, do you know what a shit and piss parcel is? And they're looking at you like, I'm like, because if you carry on with that attitude and you carry on talking to not just me, I'd reiterate, not just me, but to other people. I said, it's going to cost an ID card of rice. Something that costs this size thing, yeah, which costs a score. And I tell you now, if someone knows it's going towards a shit parcel, they give it for free.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That's how much it's going to cost to get piss and shit dashed on you. So you need to behave yourself. So once they would leave me alone. You know, they're okay, cool. He's not that guy. But then I would see them talking to other people like that. And I was just in my head, cool. When I'm on the netting, I'm going to talk to you about that. When I'm on the netting, I'm going to talk to you about that. That's what I was doing because I knew for 2 months. I was like, yeah, before I go, Scrubs is going to remember me. But
sounds like you had a captive audience as well. Once you was on the netting and stuff, obviously the lads would be locked behind the door. Everyone's listening. Flaps are open.
The thing is, I told everyone. I was telling people what I was telling people before I went. I said, "Yo, I'm going on the netting." I said, "When I tell you to bang on that door, you better bang on that door." You know, like I was, and it was like, "Cool, say no more." Because I also explained it to the guys, like, "Look, I'm going home. I'm not getting on the netting for me. I'm getting on the netting for you lot. So when I go, you lot need to act in a certain way to make sure that they don't continue treating you like this." So from there, people knew, like, okay, Khan, that's what they all call me, Khan. They're like, yeah, Khan's for the brothers. Like, yeah, I'm for you guys. And while I was on the netting, I saw young officers there. And funny enough, there's this one officer, it was her first day with the key. And she was walking around a couple of weeks before being shadowed. And I started chatting to her. Gave her my Instagram, told her this is what I do, you know. And while I was on the net, and I asked her, I was like, yo, did you check my Instagram? She was like, yeah. I was like, so I apologize. You know who I am, that I'm doing this. But what you need to get out of this is not to behave like these officers. Take in what I'm saying to you. And I hope she did. And there was a lot of young officers on there. And I was telling them, we are someone's child. I'm someone's son. You know, treat us the way you'd want your brother or your sister to be treated. Simple. Respect doesn't cost anything, you know. And obviously things go both ways, mutual respect. But what I noticed in Scrubs was it was just they would treat everybody the same. Do you know what I mean? It was just blanket, treat everyone like a cunt. They won't ask you for the way they look at it is if you're an asshole, they're not going to ask you. I'm not going to go up to an officer and say, "Can you do me a favor, please? I need this," or "Can you find out about this?" Because you know that guy's a prick. He ain't going to do it. So they'd rather be a prick and no one asks them to do nothing. And all they got to do is lock, unlock, get the roll in. See you later, I'm on.
That's it, bro. 1,000%. Like when we was on the wing, there was one officer, and we knew that we could manipulate. I was on the cleaners at Forest Bank. Right, you had some of them were old school. If you're entitled to it, you'll get it, and if you're not, you won't. Then you had the bastards, and then there was one officer, bro. He just couldn't say no. And we used to be on him, bro, constant, bro. I ran out of coffee, bro, and I was on a coffee graft, yeah. And we just knew that whatever we needed, we'd ask him because he'd get it for us. You know what I mean? One of them.
Shout out to Mr. D. We had one like that in Scrub, Mr. D. Just like that. Anything you need, he's on it. He'll take care of you.
That's what you need, man. Because when you've got that relationship, right? Like I said, I think the MOJ, I think they lost over 7,000 experienced officers and replaced them with 3,300 and something these young officers that have been working in Mackey's, 19 years old, 20-year-old, come from working McDonald's, wet behind the ears, putting them on wings with highly manipulative prisoners that always will exploit weakness, whether it's in another prisoner, in the security of the prison, or a prison officer, bro. And it just on the level. What are your thoughts, brother? Serious on corrupt officers, bro? The 10 a penny. We know it benefits the lads, but if you look at it from both sides, if you look at it from like, if you're selling the stuff on a wing, you've got a corrupt officer, but also the flip of like from a decent prison officer where it's like it undermines security and all that stuff, because they're everywhere, aren't they?
Okay, this is one of those things. Wherever there's people, there's going to be corruption. That's standard. At the same time, they made tobacco illegal now. You can't smoke tobacco in jail. So without the officers, we wouldn't be smoking. Throwovers aren't really working anymore because of the cameras, the nettings everywhere. And obviously the biggest problem in prisons is spice. And that's not coming in through the screws. That's coming in the post. So all the screws are doing, like mainly they're bringing in phones. That's the main thing. And without them, we wouldn't be able to sit on our iPhone and go on Netflix and things like that. But I understand the security side of things and looking at it from an officer's point of view. But I'm an inmate. Do you know what I mean? I'm always like my head's, so thank you to all the corrupt officers bringing in parcels for the brothers. Appreciate all that you do.
That's it, man. And the thing is, bro, honest to God, the amount of corrupt officers I've covered on this channel, bro, is unbelievable. And the thing is, people say, oh, well, they just do it for the money. They could be doing it under duress. I was padded up with a kid and he got friendly with a female officer. And he's like, miss, listen, send me a picture with your tits out in your uniform, showing your face. He knew what he was doing, bro. Obviously, gets the snap, face, epaulets, tits out. Bro, straight away he's got over a barrel. You better start bringing me fucking parcels in, or I'm going to take this to your SO or to the governor, and you'll lose your job. You'll end up in a prison yourself, babe. And do you know what I mean? Just that sort of corruption, blackmail, threats. You've got Forest Bank in Salford, Sodexo, right? Those jokers, Sodexo. I've got a big issue with private prisons, bro. They're getting fat and rich off prisoners suffering and prisoners' families suffering, and even also to an extent prison officers as well. And it's just corruption's everywhere, brother. The governor down at the local jail, bro, not Strangeways, this Forest Bank, is corrupt, bro. So a screw went up to him, a HR lady with a load of paperwork showing corruption within the prison. He said, yeah, I'll take that. I'll sort it. Disappeared. He wants to keep his post, bro. Corrupt, man, from the top to the bottom. The most corrupt gangsters in the country, for me, are politicians, the royal family, the judges, the courts. The one thing I can never get over, Q, you're a father of 3 kids, brother. Why did he take it? No pun intended. Why are they so soft on pedophiles and rapists, bro?
Probably because they won themselves.
Hit the nail on the head, brother. 1000%.
Probably because they are part of the whole domain. The last thing you want is coming up. You know, you're sending everyone down for pedophilia and rape, birding them off, and next thing you know, you're in the dock yourself one day.
1000%.
But then again, I don't know. We can't just. That's a big accusation. To call someone a sex offender and a pedophile is a very big thing. But at the same time, why are they only getting 3-4 years? There has to be a reason behind this. And I think, you know, for someone, a pedophile should get life in prison.
1000%.
You're destroyed. I know someone who was nonced from a young age.
Yeah.
And they've ruined this guy's life. He's tapped. You know, the person who done that should get life. They shouldn't be released from jail. Firstly, if you've ever raped a child, you are forever a threat to society. Why are you not getting an L plate? Why are you at least not an IPP? You know, like, even though the IP system's going, but they need to do, like, and you see what's going on. Like, everyone who's getting done for this pedophilia and stuff, bear in mind, the trafficking of children is not cheap. So the people who are involved in that, you have to have money. You're not going to see some bum broke guy involved because he ain't got the money to play them games there. You want to? That's an expensive habit, mate.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's an expensive do, man. It's very lucrative, brother, for those scumbags that are taking that action. It's very lucrative. I always say to people, right, and it's quite short and knee jerk, but I always say to people, if you go to prison sexually attracted to men, you will leave attracted to men. Go to prison sexually attracted to women, you will leave sexually attracted to women. If you go to prison with a sexual interest in children, the longer they are in queue, the first thing when you get out, you want to bust your nut, you want to have sex. One of the first things that any man wants to do when he gets out, whether that's going to a brass gaff, whether it's banging his missus in the car park in the back of the car, you want sex. So when these sex offenders, these nonces, these people that are getting off on sexual indecent images of kids, bro, right? The longer they are in the system, that adrenaline, that urge, unless they've got a mobile phone and they can access, bro, the longer they're in, right, the more they're going to build up, and then bam, the release, brother. And that's why so many of these nonces, sex offenders, paedophiles, go on to reoffend, in my opinion, downloading images or acting on their impulses, bro. It disgusts me, man. I despise them, brother.
You know what? Send me on a non-swing for a couple hours, mate. You know, I'll be honest, there's certain things. I'm a changed man, whatever.
Yep.
Pedos and rapists, I can't. It would be like an automatic. Hold on 1 second. I've got to deal with this quickly.
On site.
On site. And I wish I could change that. I wish I could. And I think it was yesterday or the day before, I got a phone call from someone who was once my friend.
Yeah. And
he done something to someone I know. And straight away, I'm all calm. I'm like, who's this? Fuck you ringing me for? I went straight away from 0 to 100. And then I'm chatting to my mate. He's like, bro, why are you going on like that? I'm like, yo, he's a rapist. I ain't talking to no rapist. I can't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm not built like that. No matter how much. I got 3 sisters. I got a daughter. I got a mom. Like, nah, bro. That's not running. Like, I can't. Obviously, we shouldn't judge nobody. You should nobody. But
I think that rule goes out the window when it comes to rapists and nonsense, 1,000%.
Like, you've taken someone who's vulnerable, like females. They're vulnerable, weak. I'm not calling, if any females watching, I'm not calling you vulnerable and weak. What I mean is, before the feminists all jump at me, as a man, we're physically stronger than you. So to do that to someone weaker than you and to violate them like that, to me, I can't. Yeah, it's
the damage is life, brother. I'll be honest with you, right? I've covered this. You've probably not seen it. I was sexually abused by someone that lived local to my mum and my stepdad, right? Plied me with drink, blah blah blah. The damage it did to me is.
How old was you at the time, if you don't mind?
I was like 13, brother, 12, 13, bro. This guy. I wasn't allowed in the house, right? My mum just said, "No, you're not coming in." She told me to be back at 8 o'clock. I turned up at about 8:05. She won't let me in the house, bro. It was ruthless, bro. So I ended up sleeping on a bus stop, and then this guy's come down, Mad Martin. He's like, "Listen, you can't stay here." Took me to his bro, plied me with drink and everything. What happened, yeah. I'm ashamed of that, bro. I've only been able to speak about this recently, bro. But the damage it did, I didn't turn to drugs. I didn't turn to drink. When I was young and naive, I used to think people that take drugs and people that were alcoholics, I thought it's a choice. Now I'm older and wiser, brother. The fact is, people that are using heavy drugs, alcohol, cannabis, whatever it might be, is normally to deal as a coping mechanism to things that might not be sex offense related, like as a victim, but it just a coping mechanism for what many people have been through. Mine was violence. That was my outlet, brother. And I say that to my shame and to my detriment. I hurt a lot of people, brother. And sometimes I was never a bully, but other times when I got into a fight, I'd just go to the typical red mist, and I'd go to that extreme and I'd do damage. And when I was hurting this person that was trying to fight me, I'd picture this person from my past that had hurt me. And brother, the damage, brother, I tried to attempt suicide at age 14. In my mum's bathroom, bro, with a tight skipping rope, bro. Hooked it around the thing, pushed the window out. I was about 6, 7 stone went through. Tied the thing around me. I was choking, bro. I was hanging there. My mum kicked the door off, bro, and found me there. And again, that's a shameful thing. And that was, I didn't want to be here anymore. So self-harm, the damage, lifelong abuse of substance abuse, drugs, alcohol, self-harm, mental health. This is why I despise nonsense, bro, and rapists and pedos, because the damage they do is it's a life sentence for the victim. So why is it not a life sentence for the perpetrator?
Of course. At the same time, you know, for like a female or even a male who's been subjected to that, they're gonna have serious trust issues. They're gonna have serious relationship issues. How are you supposed to open up to somebody? How are you then supposed to do this thing that is supposed to be pleasurable and something that you're supposed to enjoy when all you could think about was the time that someone violated you? And you know, so how are we gonna, what can we do now? There's one thing I was talking about, the sentences and all that, but what's the next step, Cody? Because we need to do something. These sentences.
Hold on, brother. Q. It's Q. Are you there, brother? Q. Brother, you there? Hold on. I think we've lost Q, guys, for a second. Hold on. Right. I'm going to end it here, guys. I'm going to contact Q. I'm going to jump back on.